Hey everybody, thanks for coming fishing with me today. So this is Lake Darbonne, and we're out here in late April. And you see me chasing after something right there. It looks like a little bit of smaller crappie. That was not the one I was targeting that hopped up out of there and got it. That's a little bitty one, but they bit it. I was looking for the big fish at this time of the day. It's like 9:30 a.m. and so at this point I was still looking for the bigger fish. There's a good one there, but he's suspended, and these suspended fish during this time of year, they move so much. And so watch, by the time I get my jig out to him, he's already moved somewhere else. You saw him, he moved like as soon as I cast, he started moving. And that's just part of it. You know, if they're moving around a whole lot, you just about won't get to them. But, you know, 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 casts. That, I thought that might have been a crappie bed. That's not what that was. And you can see me fighting this thing in right now, and it's not fighting like a crappie. That was a little school of blue cats right there, and I figured it out right. Yeah, there he is. Which I eat those too, but that's not what I was out here after. But I kept this one. But it was a little school of them. I pitched over there and got a few more, but they were all tiny. Aside from that, was probably the biggest one in that bunch. So I pushed out a little deeper after I didn't have much luck in the shallows, and I started having a little more luck. Late April is kind of post spawn here on Lake Darbonne, and so the fish are already starting to scatter a good bit, and so you can see. Oh yeah, that's a good fish there. I didn't see that fish, so I saw that little brush pile, that little stump. I did not see the fish on it exactly, but it's structure, right? And so, you know, I just was fishing the structure, same as you do if you had, you know, chirp sonar or down imaging. You know, I saw some structure that looked like something the crappie would be on, and sure enough, there was one on it. And so that's how I attacked that one right there. Same here. So I see some fish on this laid down tree. I probably don't have one in mind right here. I'm probably just saying, well, there's stuff on this tree. I'm just gonna rake my jig over it and see if I can get one of these things to bite. So you can see it coming over right there. Oh yeah, you saw something race up out of there and get it. He didn't wait at all. I was right at the base. Good crappie. Okay, that suspended fish way out there around 30 feet. But I didn't quite get to him. Look, I came just a foot or two in front of him. But look, down there below, another fish just popped up. Since they're moving around so much, one popped up down there, and it gave me another target to go after since I missed my original one. Now watch this. So I've talked about this before. You saw how that fish chased, and I've said before I had a hard time getting him to bite, and I still do, but I have figured out a method that lets me hook up more often than not. Okay, and watch this.
This is number 16 for today.
So this is me showing you what I do with new jigs after I catch a fish. So you can wipe that jig on your fish a good bit and get that scent on there. Maybe this is just anecdotal. I seem to have more success if I'll do that with a brand new jig, because I just changed that jig out. And if you'll get that scent all over that jig, the fish seem to bite better. Of course I'm going to say that right before I show you all this video. I almost didn't put this in here, guys. You see that fish reacting? I almost got right on top of him, but I didn't. And so I said, oh, he's moving. He saw the jig. You know, I didn't get it quite to him. He's awake now. I'm fixing to catch this fish. I don't want y'all to get your hopes up about this one. I do not catch this fish, but I'm keeping this in here to show y'all, because I don't, you know, I've said before, I don't want to just show you the catches, because that's not real, right? Not every cast is going to be a catch, and not every fish you target is catchable. I've come to accept that with fish like this as something that'll prove it, right? So, and yeah, I'm circling this other fish out in the deeper water, saying I should have just stopped targeting this hard fish and gone for the suspended fish out there at 30 feet, because I probably could have caught that one. He stayed there long enough to get a jig to, but nope, I got fixated on this fish right here, like I do, and I really wanted to catch him, because look, he's laid up on that stump. It's a perfect setup, and watch this. That was inches. I might have even grazed him on that pass right there, and nothing. So he's alert, he's awake. That is probably a crappie, but he is not interested in this jig, not a bit. You know, I took a lot of passes at this fish, and I wanted to put this in here and show you guys, just so y'all are fishermen. If you're watching this, probably you'd probably had this happen a lot. I don't want you to think there's anything you're doing wrong, or I just want to show you it happens to everybody. You're gonna find these fish that just don't cooperate. Now, if you're smarter than me, you'll probably take a few passes and then move on to a different fish, instead of sticking here for 3 minutes and, you know, until you finally spook the fish off. But I have a hard time letting them go. Once I see one like this, I'm either going to spook him or I'm going to catch him, is usually what I'll do, because I'm a knucklehead and I don't move on like I should. I would fill my ice chest up a lot faster if I would just stick and move, you know, and not target these fish quite so hard. Look at that. He's moving around. I probably bumped him right there. That jig probably knocked him a little bit, and I think it disturbed him a little bit too much, because I think that was the pass that makes him go, you know, decide he's going to mosey on somewhere else. He's tired of these little bait fish ramming into him. That's what he's thinking. Yeah. Yeah, you can see him moving down now. We did not catch that fish, but anyway, I wanted to put that in here just as a change of pace, really, and just to show you guys that, you know, you can't catch them all. You're gonna miss some. Now this guy though, he's up high in the water column. He's angled up. He's looking for something to eat. These are the fish I should be targeting all the time. Look at that one. Here he comes. Come on. Got it. Yeah, he got it. Yep. That was a big mark. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a real big crappie. Good one there. Good one. That's what I want right there. Oh, this brush pile. Oh my gosh. So I remember this one. I can't remember how many I catch off this brush pile, but this is a great brush pile. You see it down there between 20 and 25 feet away. All right, you can see my jigs coming down. I don't see a specific fish, right? You saw one race out there and get it though. So I did not have a target in mind. This is another one of those. I saw structure. I'm fishing the structure right here. And that's a crappie. And so I stayed on this brush pile for a little while, because it, you know, oh, that's a good fish right outside of it. Oh, but he's moving. Man, those suspended fish are moving so much today. But this brush pile was great. There's another one. And so it's like I said before, it's just like, you know, with 2D or chirp sonar. Sometimes you just fish the structure. You know, sometimes you can target the individual fish, watch them come up and bite. But sometimes there's stuff like this. You know, you'll see a big pile of stuff, and just fish it, you know, like you normally would, and you'll see you'll get bit. I can't even see any. Oh, there you can see it just barely at the top there. I didn't see any of it on the screen there though. As soon as it got down to it, another fish was biting. This was a great pile right here. It's so fun getting into spots like this after you've, you know, kind of had a slower morning. Oh, that's a dark fish there. He's all suited up. But it's so great finding a spot like this when you kind of had a slower morning, or, you know, trouble finding where they're at that day, and then you'll find a big pile like this and just start yanking them out. It'll brighten your day right on up. You can see one moving there, kind of coming in, but he didn't get it. That one got it. Sure did. There's a bunch of fish in there. Still, you can see them. I can count at least 8 right there, I think. Bigger marks. And so the wind, you know, kind of, you can tell by the angle of my boat, the wind is pushing me around a little bit. And so this pile is big, this brush pile is big enough though that what it lets you do is fish different pieces of it, you know. As the wind pushes you from one side to the other, you can just target different sides of the structure. I'm just coming right along the top of it and dipping down there. There's one. And I'm dipping down into it briefly and then sliding it back out. That way I don't get hung up, but you know, I give the fish a chance to see what they think is a little bait fish dipping in and out, and it just triggers everything in them to just snap it up. And you can tell I'm getting a little bit closer to it now. So just dipping in and out. Oh, there's one. Yep, got him. And just that same motion, just, you know, sliding it down in the brush and then popping it back out slow. Nothing too fast, nothing too jerky. And just, there's a couple of big marks on top of that brush right now. I guarantee you that's what I was targeting, but I either didn't line my cast up just right, or I didn't get, they're still there, but I think I must have, yeah, I didn't line it up just right, but I swam it back over. Yep, and I got to that top one. Good. So what happened was I cast too far to the right, and so I had to bring it far back over to the left, and that's why I was kind of, it looked like I was out of sync, because I wasn't quite lined up good. That's another good crappie. And so it slows, after it slowed down, what I do is I risk getting closer, right? Because you think you may have burned the spot out, but a lot of times if you'll get right over it after you've kind of burned out the other fish, you can vertical jig some of these guys out of there. That's a little bitty one there, but so if you can do a little more finesse moving around, you can usually pull another few out by vertical jigging. Maybe get down deeper in the structure. Oh, I lost that. I lost that fish. You can see him swimming down. He came off right at the boat. I popped him up in the air and he came off the hook. That looks like a good stump there. I don't know if I have a fish in mind here or not. I'm probably fishing structure again. Just hoping that there's a fish on this stuff, because there has been up to, you know, up. Yep, there he comes. That didn't look big. Oh yeah, this is the time. Oh, I remember this one. I'm gonna show this one off. This is I'm surprised he could get the hook in his mouth. That little thing right there. Look at that. I use bait bigger than that. Like that's I wouldn't even use that for for bait. He was a little bitty. Aggressive, but small. And so here I pushed in a little bit shallower, because I was convinced I could find, you know, a pile somewhere up shallower where they were still in spawn mode, but I really didn't find too much in the shallow water. Like I said, this is late April on Lake Darbonne, and they are in the shallow still that time of year, but mid-depth seems to be better as they're pushing out. Now this, I got lucky here. That suspended crappie, he just happened to be coming along. I don't think that's even the one I was really targeting. I got lucky right there. So he came along right as I cast out, and I got him. That's a big fish though. That's a big crappie. The big ones were doing that today. They were suspending and moving, and it made them very, very hard to catch. But it was a fun day. Like, you know, I found some of those suspended fish and got to them. I found that great brush pile, pulled a lot off of there, and I think I wound up with about 20 fish on this day. It was a fun day of fishing. Well, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see y'all again real soon. Bye, everybody.